All right, party people, welcome back to the film business. And today we have another awesome episode for you. Now, please, with the success of the last video and with the things that are progressing and as they're going forward, please continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment. It really helps me out. It helps the whole Danger Dog Productions crew out, everybody. It kind of gives us some insight on what things are, and we can make better content that goes towards you and what you desire. We're not going to jump to your whims or whatever, but we can kind of get an idea what works and what doesn't. So please like and subscribe. Hook a brother up. All right, so today is a super cool topic. Now, this topic is something that I never got taught when I was starting. And if I had been taught these kind of things, they would have really helped me out. This is advice. This whole series is for advice to give to you so that you can see what works for you and what doesn't. There's no one way into this business. There's no one successful road into business. With the film industry, it's hit or miss. It's a lot of luck. It's a lot of playing the game, a lot of playing the field. But at minimum, what this can do for you is kind of give you some tools so that way it makes a little bit more sense as you transverse through it and as you start to find success. You might know some reasons why. So here's what we got. What movies to make at what time? Okay? What does that mean? What is the kind of content that you should be sharing? Now let's say this is for the director. This is the filmmaker that wants to make movies, wants to go into studio films, wants to go into the indie cinema sector and just, tell stories. And that's their big goal, is they want to tell stories. They want to be unique with them. They want to have all these big wide-eyed starry dreams, whatever. It's most of us as we come in. How is the best way to prepare for that, right? Going into film school, you're going to get a lot of different styles of filmmaking, and you'll start with short films. You'll start with commercials, you'll start with different, music videos maybe, and just kind of short-term, small, different condensed stories. It's a genius way to start. However, my method and the way that I say you should start is you should start with commercials. I say this because a good commercial, a successful commercial, makes you want to buy or follow whatever the product or service is that they're saying. My very first time picking up a camera was shooting a commercial for a competition for the Colorado Meth Project, right? Now, they're not trying to get you to buy meth, all right? They're trying to get you to not do meth. So our entire process and what we came up with was that we were going to shoot a monster, attack. And what was going to happen is this girl was going to sit down, she's going to be smoking meth with her friends or whatever, and then this monster was going to come by and grab her and pick her up and drag her into the bathroom to go smoke more meth. And then as she was getting dragged back into the bathroom, it was going to do a cut, change, what the fuck is it called? I know I say I'm a filmmaker, I can't remember half the time. I get punched in the head a lot. If you're following my other stuff, you know that I'm an amateur boxer, so I take a few dings to the head. But basically what I'm saying is, as she was walking by, there was a change in, all of a sudden it was just her walking. And now she was coming through the frame by herself, and it was exposing that the monster was inside her head, and it was the desire to go and smoke more meth. This little short, we understood filmmaking to a point, but we didn't know anything, if I'm being honest. We knew nothing. We knew nothing about lighting. There were so many different factors, elements that we could have brought to it that would have probably helped us win. But we still placed, so we got selected, and it was awesome. I mean, the first thing we did, and we got selected for it. From that point on, more commercial work and more things would have helped hone my skills in filmmaking. Because when you take an object and are now trying to make an object appear delicious, appear, extravagant, appear worthy, that you're trying to make someone smell a certain scent of a cologne through the TV. If you can do that, it will drastically improve your storytelling elements, especially if you can make a product actually bring a rise out of somebody. It's one of the easiest and quickest ways. Most people will watch that short form content easily. You walk up, you say, hey, I shot this commercial, did you check it out? It's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You being able to harness that craft and make that a success and make them want whatever that product is, whether it's your old shoe, whether it's your broken phone with all the cracks and dents in it, whether it's whatever it is. If you can do that, that is what's going to really make your filmmaking career a lot easier. From there, you should jump into shorts. Taking short form content, okay? Now this is not competition, this is just shorts. Taking shorts that you have with whatever you have, isolation shorts, the things that are around you and the people that are around you. Making short films and telling a full story from 5 to 7 minutes is genius. That's what it should say. It should say 5 to 7 minutes. If you can make a short film that tells a full story in that amount of time, it will drastically improve your cinematic skills. It's dire to do this kind of thing. And then as you move forward, you should be thinking of bigger stories, bigger elements. You probably already are. Now, the biggest thing about this is, how do you differentiate what should be a short, what should be a feature, what should be a series? Can it continue? Should it continue? Should it be bigger? Will a lot of people like it if it's bigger? Is it just for you, or is it better as a tiny little story that's just kind of a hint into something? That is where you should really think about your content and how you're going to make it. So take your short film, right? If it's meant for shorts, that's what it should be, and keep it to a short film. Then if it's made into something that's a little bit bigger and you're like, I think that I could take this short concept and make it a series, turn that into a pilot, right? It's still a short film. It's still something short that you're now using to try to get a benefit and trying to move it forward. Now, this is after you've honed your skills. Once you've honed your skills, and the best way to practice, or not practice, the best way to ensure that you have honed your skills is competition. 48-hour film festivals are a great way to learn how to make your day, because you only have 48 hours to make a film and send it in. If you miss your day, you don't get in. So it's really a good idea to jump into those. So what I would do is, after you've built your short films and after you've learned how to make those, you've experimented with lighting, you've experimented with coloring, you've experimented with angles, you've experimented with the characters, actors, you understand the filmmaking process, and you feel adequate at it. That is where you should now jump into competition. From competition, and treat it like competition, right? Don't be wasting your time with all kinds of extra setups and takes and this and that. You're getting the job done. You need to make your day. I can't tell you how many stories I have of filmmakers that I would jump in with on competition film shoots that we didn't make our day, and we lost. You know, that's the point. You are trying to learn how to be in the industry. You are trying to harness your skills enough to where once you are in the film industry, once you're an industry professional, once you are making long form content for millions and millions of dollars, you can do the most basic and most required thing of you, which is to do the job and do it on time. That's what this stuff is for. So hone your craft, take it seriously, and don't goof around. You're not in Hollywood yet, so don't act like you are. Get the shit done how you need to get it done. End of story. From that point on, then you should be moving the content after you've won some awards, you've gotten some nominations, or even if you haven't, even if it hasn't gone your way, because the film industry and the festival market, I wish it was a little bit more fair than it actually is, but it's not. And it kind of is just about who you know. So if you're out in some, state that doesn't have any film or barely has any film, and you're trying to enter into, London and Toronto and LA and all these other festivals, and they're just not coming through, it might not be that your content isn't good. It's just that somebody had somebody else in it, and somebody knew somebody, and this is just how the world works. So don't get down on yourself too much about that. Try to get reviews from your peers, try to get reviews from other festivals or other people, and really reach out to your industry connections all over the world and ask. Send an email, send a thing, say, hey, will you watch my short and I'll watch yours? Or hey, I watched your short, I really, really enjoyed blah, 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 blah. I thought you could have worked on blah, 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 blah. Would you be willing to watch mine and kind of give me some similar feedback? See what they say. If they say no, they say no. But it's always going to be a no if you don't ask. So just take the risk, take the leap. From that point on, you're then going to make content that is going to be worth something. This is where you start looking into series. This is where a pilot comes in. This is where a feature film comes in. You've honed your craft to where you know that you can make a movie. Well, you know that you can make a short, you know that you can make a commercial, you know that you can make your day. Those three things are massive, okay? Especially the last one, making your day. But now you know, okay, I can do all these things, but can I make an actual movie? So now you go out and you try to make a feature. Or if you don't want to make your debut feature on your own dime, you can do something that I did, which, well, I attempted to do. It didn't work out because of COVID and all that fun stuff. But what you can do is you can do a feature in disguise. Now, what is this? This is a episodic series that you make about 20 minutes long, each episode, maybe even less. And you do an entire series that fits back to back to back and can easily compress into a feature film. That way, when you give it to an investor or you reach out to an investor, you say, hey, I still have my feature debut director, this new guy on the block or this new gal on the block, whatever. I have this, I still hold that ticket. But I've proven that I can make a feature film because I did it in disguise. I made this show, this series, and if you watch it like this, it's a feature. That's a very nifty trick and kind of a clever way to get around that problem. Now, you make your feature, you make your series, it doesn't go anywhere. What do you do from there? Do you just keep making them? No, you need to, and this is another episode that we'll talk about, but you need to market your content. You need to, at that point, you should have already been seeing kind of what was working and what wasn't working. Now you're building the content, you're trying to make something that is sellable, something that can go somewhere, something that a festival will take in, something that has the appeal to where if you just need to prove that you can make a movie so that you can get somebody who has a name that's an actor and an actress who is in the industry, and now they're looking at your movie going, oh, he can make a movie, he's done these different things, she really knows what she's talking about, they are really good at this, they might be willing to take a pay cut or take it lower on to SAG minimum or whatever to help you out and be a part of your project, which will then get you noticed. So these are all elements that you can use to get yourself noticed. Now, from this point on, if that is still not working, there might be another use of content that you can do. Creative film, creative projects are expensive. They're hard to make. So having your entire career revolve around them can be, unless you have a small fortune, it can be really, really difficult. So the way that you might need to move on is you say, okay, I've made movies, I've been awarded and nominated, or I haven't, but I've competed, so I understand how it works. I make my day, I've done longer content, I've done shorter content. Where do I go now? The only thing you're missing out on really is real content. This is documentaries. Documentaries are going out chasing the story, right? So now you and a camera and a crew are running around trying to find a story, trying to find something. This is where you go to athletes. This is where you go to, older people that have different stories and tales or whatever. Or you go to different industries that interest you or intrigue you that you can possibly get something going. Businesses. There's a lot of different elements to which you can find a story in the documentary realm. The documentary is something that you can now take and force that to try and sell. And it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot easier as far as on the wallet and as far as on the creative side, but you are going to now experience and try to find the story. But you already know how to make a story. You know how to start it from the beginning and build it up from nothing into now a full feature film or a series or whatever it is now. You've succeeded in doing these things, so you understand the process. So now all you're doing is you're adding your competition background and your creative understanding of lighting and effects and all these different things into literally the real world. So when you go out, you're going to now be well equipped to tell a story, even if it's at a full-on sprint. This is the kind of films that you should be, this is the way that you should be thinking as you move through your career. How can I make the best content? How can I get noticed the right way? How can I get further in this industry and pay my bills and pay my people and be able to afford life and living and turn this into an actual career that is profitable? Not maybe getting me rich, but just it's profitable and I can do it full time. This is a method that I believe will work. I follow this method every day. I'm still looking for the same plot holes and same openings and doorways that you are. But this is how I did it, and this is one of the ways that have brought me success, that have brought me awards, that have brought me around the country getting to shoot a lot of really unique things. So it might be something to try. Remember, when you make these movies, always think ahead. Where is it going to lead you? Where is it going to get you? Can this go further? Whatever it is, your goal is to find out exactly what this project is going to do for you, or what you think it will do for you. Be a sponge. Suck in all the information that you can from any source that is credible or any source that it actually makes sense, it's logical, and it can be tested and proven. That's the way. So, thank you so much for watching. This has been an episode on what types of films and content to make, as well as when to make it. I really hope this helped you out. Please like, comment, subscribe, let us know. Let me know exactly if this helped you or not, and maybe some other questions you might have. Maybe you want to know something that's a little bit different, or you have a certain film that you want to understand the process of how that was made, or how you could adapt that to your budget, your filmmaking skills, whatever that is. Reach out to me, you'll see it right below, and you'll be able to get some questions answered. So, thank you so much, and please follow Danger Dog Productions at Danger Dog Productions YouTube, Danger Dog Productions Facebook, and dangerdogproductions.com. You'll find all of our content. Plus, at dangerdogproductions.com, you can actually get merch. You can get some t-shirts, you can get some cool ass hats, things that'll, really shine, look a little bit gritty, huh? Gritty and dangerous. So, thanks again.